Firstpost reports from the world's second largest continent. Hello, I'm Alyson Le Grange. A very warm welcome from Durban, South Africa. We get you the news and the newsmakers from Africa. From elections to climate change to innovations and opportunities. As the world's attention shifts, we report from Africa, the heart of the global south. Join me every weekday live on First Post. Hello and welcome to Firstpost Africa, where we get you the top stories from the continent and from across the world. I'm Alyson Le Grange, coming to you live from Durban, South Africa. First, let's take a look at the headlines. An airstrike kills Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh at his residence in Iran's capital, Tehran. Iran declares a 3-day mourning for the Hamas chief. An Israeli airstrike kills at least 3 and wounds over 70 in Lebanon's capital, Beirut. Israel says the precision strike killed a senior Hezbollah commander. However, the Lebanon-based group claims their commander escaped the airstrike. Russia conducts military drills, calling it a practice for deploying tactical nuclear weapons. Moscow says NATO is pushing the world to the brink of nuclear war. China warns the United States against interfering in the South China Sea region. This after the U.S. pledged military aid worth $500 million to the Philippines. And Peru cuts all diplomatic ties with Venezuela after Nicolas Maduro's contentious election win. At least 7 other South American nations have also recalled their ambassadors from Caracas. Hello and welcome. We start with a key development in North Africa. In an unprecedented move, France has shifted its stance over the disputed Western Sahara. It now backs Morocco's limited autonomy plan for the disputed territory, a move that has angered and drawn strong reactions from Algeria. In a letter to Morocco's King Mohammed, French President Emmanuel Macron boldly declared that the president and future of Western Sahara lie within the framework of Moroccan sovereignty. France now backs a 2007 proposal by Morocco that gives Western Sahara limited autonomy but keeps it under Moroccan control. Macron said that agreeing to this proposal is the only way to solve the conflict. This marks a shift from France's earlier position when Paris had called the Moroccan proposal a serious and credible basis for discussion, but not the only basis. Now, the dispute over Western Sahara dates back nearly 50 years. After former colonizer Spain withdrew from the territory in 1975, Morocco, which lies just north of it, annexed it. However, the indigenous ethnic groups resisted Morocco's claim over the region. This prompted a 16-year armed conflict between Morocco and the Polisario Front, an independence movement representing Western Sahara's indigenous Sahrawi ethnic group. Now, Morocco controls most of the territory, while the Polisario is limited to parts of the desert interior. But the conflict has more players. The Polisario Front is backed by Morocco's neighbor Algeria, although Algeria does not have any claim to Western Sahara itself. But it is wary of Morocco's expansion in the region. Algeria has also provided aid to the Polisario Front. Algeria has rebuked Macron's support to Morocco and has withdrawn its ambassador to France. Dozens of countries, mostly in Africa, have formally recognized a Sahrawi republic, though the world's major powers and the United Nations have not. Former colonizer Spain has also backed Morocco's claims. Under Donald Trump's presidency, the United States recognized Moroccan sovereignty in exchange for Morocco normalizing relations with Israel. Now, France joins the growing list of countries who are seeking closer ties with Rabat. The move by Macron is seen as a game changer by Morocco and a major diplomatic win. France has walked a diplomatic tightrope between the former protectorate Morocco and former colony Algeria on the Western Sahara issue. Though Morocco-France ties have soured in recent years, both nations are working to boost economic ties. France is now Morocco's second largest trade partner and a major investor. Meanwhile, France has been seeking to reset ties with its former colony Algeria. It had apologized for the torture by French forces during Algeria's independence war that ended in 1962, and also established a commission to review the two countries' colonial history. However, the latest move to favor Morocco over the Western Sahara signals a setback to its Algeria outreach. Now, for more on this, we have with us Musa Mdunge, a political analyst who is joining us live from Dundee in the UK. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me. Good afternoon to you and to the viewers.
Good afternoon. Now, France has officially recognized Morocco's sovereignty over the disputed Western Sahara region. This marks a significant policy change. How important is this shift that effectively aligns France with Morocco?
Well, this shift in France's stance in regards to its recognition of Moroccan sovereignty over Western Sahara is quite consequential, especially when you consider the fact that this is happening at a time where France's foreign policy and its ability to exert influence outside of Europe is being questioned, particularly when you consider what is happening in West Africa, with many countries in that region turning their back away from France and embracing other players such as Russia. So in many ways, France's support of Morocco in this regards is in response to this pushback that it has been experiencing, certainly in the past 5 to 10 years, and more particularly under the presidency of Macron. Macron, who wants to change or revitalize, rather, the image of France and its role in international affairs, seeing a particular role for France as it regards to Europe, but not only Europe, also issues in the global south, particularly in West Africa, in Africa, where it has historical influence.
Yeah. And Algeria, which backs the Polisario Front, has responded by withdrawing its ambassador to France. How do you assess this move by Algeria?
Well, this move by Algeria is unsurprising, given the support that it has given, both logistically, financially, but militarily as well, to the Polisario Front. It would be very surprising for them to have been mute on such a decision as taken by their former colonial masters, but also a former colonial master that is a critical economic and regional player for that country. But also it's a move that has precedence, given that they took such a move against Spain as well. So in many ways, you could argue that to Algeria, the issue of Western Sahara is a passionate issue in the same likeness as what you could attribute to the Israeli-Palestine conflict when it comes to South Africa's own approach when it comes to that particular issue. And so unsurprising in terms of Algeria's response, but it really cements sort of the regional tensions and competition that finds itself in that particular region, as both Morocco, both Algeria are very key regional powers. They are bridge builders in that particular region, and they are huge investors and economic players in the continent. You know, if you think about Morocco, for example, it is the second largest investor in the continent out after South Africa. And so that has brought it quite a lot of influence in the continent. And that is seen by the fact that just in 2017, they were readmitted into the African Union. So all of this is really coming at a time where Morocco is reestablishing itself in the region and France is facing its own questions. So in many ways, this decision is about mutual benefit for both these countries.
Right. And do you see this as a major victory for Morocco? As you've mentioned there, it's seeking to deepen trade ties with other African nations.
Certainly, I do see this as a victory for Morocco. If you look at a map of their relations, particularly in Africa, you'll note that particularly in West Africa, they enjoy quite a lot of support, even in East Africa as well as Central Africa. But their key challenges lie in North Africa and Southern Africa. And unsurprising, particularly when you think of Southern Africa, where you have a very recent history in terms of the liberation struggle. So many of the liberation movements which continue to be the ruling parties in those countries, if you think of South Africa as an example, where the ANC, albeit in a coalition, continues to govern, has shown huge support for the Western Saharan cause. And this was shown by the support it showed last year in supporting summit interventions that would find a political resolution to the struggle of the people of Western Sahara as it relates to the issue of self-determination. And so certainly for Morocco, it is a coup to some extent, but whether it will shift countries like South Africa and others in Southern Africa as well as North Africa, I don't see that particularly happening. And the only thing that could really be of an assistance now is really a political solution that really tries to give inspiration to the aspirations of the people of Western Sahara. Only a political solution will do.
Absolutely. Musa, thank you very much. Great to speak with you. Thank you for your valued insights.
Thank you so much for having me.
Shifting focus, tensions continue between neighbors, Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda. The Democratic Republic of Congo has now accused Rwanda of jamming its airspace and putting flights at risk in the conflict-ridden eastern part of the country. DRC said Rwanda was interfering with the aircraft global positioning system, or the GPS signals, through jamming and spoofing. It is a type of cybercrime that involves creating a false identity or impersonation. DRC said this posed a significant risk to both commercial and humanitarian flights. Kinshasa did not indicate the scale of the impact on air traffic, but it said the GPS signals over parts of eastern province North Kivu, particularly the capital Goma, had been badly affected. North Kivu province has been the epicenter of the war in the DRC between the Congolese armed forces and the M23 rebel group. The M23 group, which is fighting for the rights of the Tutsi minority, has captured a significant part of the province. And Rwanda, whose president, Paul Kagame, belongs to the same ethnic group, has been accused by the DRC and the United Nations of backing the rebels. Rwanda has not yet commented on the accusations of jamming DRC's airspace. However, in the past, it denied allegations of involvement in the security situation in DRC. Earlier this month, the UN accused Rwanda of having up to 4,000 troops in DRC to help the M23 rebels. Rwanda did not outrightly reject the allegations in its response, but said the Democratic Republic of Congo government lacked the political will to resolve the crisis. As per estimates, fighting in North Kivu has driven more than 1.7 million people from their homes. There are also reports of killings, sexual violence, and lack of basic resources for civilians, such as clean water and food. Our next story is from the ongoing Olympic Games in Paris. Competing in the Olympics is like embarking on a pilgrimage to a sacred destination. It's a dream for most athletes across the globe. an opportunity to showcase their skills on the most prestigious stage of all. The Olympics aren't just a venue for sport. They are the ultimate test of endurance, skill, and mental fortitude. Athletes spend years honing their craft. So much so that they often train in high-altitude locations to push their limits and achieve peak performance. It's not just the sportsman's body that has to endure the pressure, but also the mind. The psychological pressure is immense. As for many, this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to shine. Yet, Egyptian fencer Nada Hafez took this challenge to an extraordinary new level. Nada Hafez stunned the world when she revealed that she was 7 months pregnant while competing at the Paris Olympics. Although she didn't secure a podium finish, the 26-year-old athlete from Cairo accomplished something far greater this year. On Instagram, Hafez shared that she was carrying a future Olympian as she gracefully parried and lunged on the global stage. Her journey was not just a physical feat, but an emotional battle, as she was balancing the demands of pregnancy with the rigors of high-level competition. Pregnancy, much like a roller coaster, is a thrilling and unpredictable adventure. Hafez admitted that maintaining her athletic prowess while preparing for motherhood was no easy task. Yet she emphasized that every struggle was worth it. She expressed immense pride in making it to the round of 16. A significant achievement that marks the pinnacle of her Olympic career so far. As Hafez transitions into motherhood, the world will remember her remarkable accomplishments in sport. A former gymnast with a degree in medicine, Hafez is a 3-time Olympian who clinched gold medals in both the individual and team sabre events at the 2019 African Games. Her recent ranking of 16th in the competition stands as her best Olympic performance to date. Hafez is not the first woman to compete in the Olympics while pregnant. Over 20 women have participated in the Games while expecting. In 2004, Dutch equestrian Ankie van Groensven won a gold medal, and German archer Cornelia Poff had earned a bronze in the year 2000. Then there is the American diver Juno Stover-Irwin, who secured a bronze in 1952. These athletes, like Hafez, have proven that motherhood and elite sports are not mutually exclusive, but can coexist beautifully. Nada Hafez's story is a testament to the resilience and determination of athletes. Her journey serves as a reminder that Olympic spirit is not just about winning medals, but also about overcoming extraordinary challenges. As she embarks on the journey of motherhood, her legacy as an inspiring athlete will continue to shine brightly. And finally, to our special segment, Resurgent Africa. Amid the coups and the crises, there are many positive stories from Africa that often get overlooked, but not on this show. In the heart of the Rift Valley in Kenya, a remarkable story of hope and unity is unfolding. Amidst the rolling plains and under the watchful eye of the Kenya Wildlife Service, a unique operation is bringing together communities once torn apart by conflict. And at the center of this endeavor are the majestic Rothschild's giraffes, whose relocation promises not only to save the species, but also to foster peace between rival communities. Our next report brings you the details.
On a vast sun-drenched farm nestled in Kenya's Rift Valley, the air is thick with anticipation. Amidst the swaying grass, a veterinarian steadies his hand, eyes fixed on a majestic Rothschild's giraffe. Then, with a soft hiss, a tranquilizer dart flies through the air, finding its mark. The towering animal sways gently, then sinks slowly to the ground. This moment marks the beginning of a delicate and crucial mission undertaken by the Kenya Wildlife Service, where these gentle giants will embark on a journey to their new home. Their destination lies some 140 kilometers to the east in the Ruko Conservancy of Baringo County, and their relocation is part of a long-standing initiative aimed at fostering peace between two rival communities, the Pokot and the Ilchamus. In the mid-2000s, wary of the constant conflict and loss, the elders of both communities conceived a bold plan. They decided to bring the Rothschild's giraffes back to an area they once roamed. And the goal was twofold. First, to reintroduce an endangered species to its former habitat, and second, to restore peace through a shared commitment to conservation.
Where we are now today was a battleground for the bandits, and the bandits colonized for quite some time before the elders now started coming in and said we need to do conservation, we need to bring the wildlife as a sign of peace between the two communities, and that is now where they decided to bring Baringo giraffe, which was here initially before the conflict erupted, and forced them to move away.
Kenya, renowned for its spectacular wildlife, has seen giraffe numbers dwindle in recent decades due to poaching and habitat encroachment. Yet, as the giraffes from Sorgoit prepare for their journey, there is a palpable sense of hope.
Giraffe, it's a symbol of peace. Whenever they see giraffe, they see peace. So every time you want to increase the number, it shows or it tells us that the peace is prevailing and we need to bring more giraffes.
16 hours later, when the convoy arrives at the reserve, people from both the Pokot and Ilchamus communities gather in joyful celebration. Songs fill the air and feet dance to the rhythm of hope and reconciliation. These giraffes are then eased into a small pen where they will adjust to their new surroundings before being released into the wilds of Ruko. So, as the sun sets over the Rift Valley, casting long shadows over the landscape, the giraffes stand as silent sentinels of a fragile peace. Their presence here is a testament to the power of nature to heal and unite.
And that's it on the show for today. We will see you again tomorrow at the same time. Thank you for watching and goodbye.